Hey there, I'm Suburban Lion, and you're watching my guide to Everkeep, the second trial in the new Dawntrail Expansion for Final Fantasy XIV Online. In this 8-person trial, you will face off against Zoraal Ja. You'll need to be character level 99 to unlock this via the main story quest, The Resilient Sun. This trial is item level synced, so if you are higher than item level 680, you will be synced down to that level for this fight. The first skill that Zoraal Ja is going to cast is a skill called Soul Overflow. This causes room-wide damage and has a cast bar to let you know when it's coming. He's going to cast this several times over the course of the fight, and mostly it just advances the story plot over the course of the fight. The next big move you're going to see is called Double-Edged Swords, and this is going to have a very clear AoE indicator on the field. It's going to cover one half of the arena, followed by the other, so get into the safe side for the first blast, and then move in after it's detonating to avoid the second. Periodically during the fight, Zoraal Ja will cast Patricidal Peak. This will target the main tank with a red orb marker, and this means that a tank buster is incoming, so use your defensive cooldowns and shield and heal as necessary. Zoraal Ja is going to now recast Soul Overflow again, but now it's going to have some additional effects, meaning that some visions are going to appear on the battlefield, so you might want to take note of what they are. Following a short dialogue, Zoraal Ja is going to cast Calamity's Edge, and those visions that appeared in the last Soul Overflow cast will shortly detonate in large circle AoEs. So find a safe spot away from those visions he summoned, and keep in mind that there may be another tank buster coming after this. The next move in Zoraal Ja's arsenal is a skill called Vorpal Trail. This is going to be sort of a concentric square-shaped attack that's going to start at the outside of the arena and gradually work its way in. The plan here is for you to wait for it to go off and then quickly move to the affected area to dodge the subsequent hits. Keep in mind that once this attack reaches the center of the arena, it's going to reverse order and go until it hits the outer ring again. At this point in the fight, Zoraal Ja is going to yell and recast Soul Overflow once again. This is going to have room-wide damage and a cinematic super, which has been omitted from this guide, so you can enjoy it spoiler-free. Following the cinematic super, Zoraal Ja powers up with some new skills, the first of which is called Smiting Circuit. He's going to have his swords to his side, and this is going to indicate that a point-blank circle AoE is incoming. You may also see the Zoraal Ja is then going to recast Smiting Circuit a second time with a slightly different visual cue. So if you notice that the two swords are slightly further out than they were and floating above the ground, this means that an AoE ring attack is incoming, and you should stack at the center. Zoraal Ja is soon going to cast Dawn of an Age. This is going to affect the outer edge of the arena, leaving a smaller square in the center. Be advised that the platform is going to fall off after this move, so get into the center before it transitions to the new phase of the fight. In this new phase, Zoraal Ja acquires a new skill called Volok, and this is going to cause swords to drop in a pattern on the arena, leaving a corner open. The indicator should be pretty clear, just get to the safe spot before the swords detonate. While you're positioning safe from the sword blast, you may also need to deal with a double tank buster from the boss called Bitter Reaping. Simply take these away from the group and cool down through them, being careful not to hit any dragons. The second time Volok is cast by Zoraal Ja, it changes slightly, and the swords drop, but on an adjacent platform. Just be note of this, which platform the swords have dropped onto, because it's going to come into play in the next skill. Zoraal Ja begins casting a spell called Sync, and you'll see the AoEs under the swords from the adjacent platforms start to grow, and these pattern is going to be laid over on top of the platform that you're standing on. You'll see an alert that says the distorted world comes into synchrony, so determine what the safe spot would be on the platform with the swords and move into that position on your platform. The next attack pattern you're going to see from Zoraal Ja is a skill called Gateway. This is going to spawn pairs of nodes between the center platform and the adjacent platforms. These connections are going to alter the trajectory of a follow-up attack, so just keep in mind of where they are for now. Zoraal Ja casts Blade Warp. 2 yellow tethers will extend from the boss to those adjacent platforms, and these tethers mark the origin points for the incoming attack in the next move. When you see him do this alert, blades go soaring through dimensions, look for where the active swords are and identify the gateway that is not in line with the tethered sword so that you can find a safe position on your platform. Zoraal Ja will begin casting Forged Track, and when this attack completes, the attack will originate at the sword from Blade Warp, cross through the pathways from Gateway, and blast across the arena in a line. Expect to dodge other AoEs along with this later, and hopefully you are already in a safe spot based on where the tether and gateways are placed. Zoraal Ja casts Actualize. This is going to be a heavy room-wide damage skill, and is going to revert the arena back to its original state. After returning to the original arena state, Zoraal Ja has some new moves, the first of which is called Half Full. One of Zoraal Ja's swords is going to glow, and this visual cue is going to tell you which half of the arena he's going to strike. So look for the glowy sword and position yourself on the opposite side of Zoraal Ja. The next attack you're going to see from Zoraal Ja is called Half Circuit. This is going to combine the effects of Half Full with Smiting Circuit. So pay attention to the visual cues. Which sword is glowing is going to tell you which half of the arena to stand on, and whether the 2 floating swords are near or far is going to tell you whether to get in or get out. Keep in mind that there's going to be AoE markers after the first blast, followed by a recast of this skill, so be prepared to dodge those afterwards. Zoraal Ja is soon going to recast Dawn of an Age. Like before, this is going to phase shift back to the smaller arena, but the second time around, he's going to do twice as many attacks. So you're going to have twice as many forged tracks, twice as many syncs. It gets pretty chaotic from here on. Also during this phase, Zoraal Ja picks up a new move called Duty's Edge. And this is going to place line damage share indicators on 2 players. You're going to want to stack up these lines to split the damage. Theoretically, you should probably be doing this as 2 light parties, but on normal mode, this was easy enough for our groups to just go through. And with that, you've seen all the moves this boss has to offer. It's just a matter of recognizing them and acting accordingly until you finish killing him. Keep in mind that some of these skill combinations can be quite tricky, so position early in these moves if at all possible. Thanks for watching. Like, follow, and subscribe for more videos.